Recently, I've been replaying Mario Kart Wii, which is easily one of the most popular entries in the Mario Kart series. And that's for good reason in my opinion. There is an insanely good selection of new courses, tons of vehicles to choose from, and a surprisingly good OST. As I kept playing and respecting different parts of the game, I thought it would be fun to rank certain aspects of it, but what would I rank? I ended up stuck between ranking courses or the OST, but that was so boring. I needed something more. Mario Kart Wii's menu screens are kinda nothing special, besides that perfect music. Although, it does have a really charming character selection. Instead of the characters just being icons that play a voice line when you select them, they have full-on models that have idle animations and a special animation if you decide to choose them. It is really fun seeing the full model of the character before you actually choose them, as polygonal as they may be for the Wii. It really adds a sense of extra charm that didn't even need to be in the game. But as I started respecting this feature more, I got the fun idea to rank these animations. No, not to rank the iconic lineup of courses, nor that memorable OST, but to rank the characters based on their menu screen animations. Now, this is a lot weirder to rank than courses or songs, so I had to consider just how I would actually go about this. I decided I'll do my best to analyze the following things for each character's menu animations. For their idle animation, does their animation make me want to choose them? Does it fit the character, or is it charming? For their selection, how well does it follow up their idle animation? How well does it reflect them being chosen? Does it fit the character, or is it charming? And with this criteria locked in, let's get to ranking Mario Kart Wii characters based on their menu animations. We'll start with the D tier, with characters who fail at basically all of the criteria I laid out. One of the most iconic villains in gaming history, and a staple of the main Mario characters. How does he respond if you dare try to play as him? I'm genuinely convinced they just forgot to give Bowser a more interesting idle animation. They just went with the basic shuffle and then never bothered to make it the littlest bit more interesting or intimidating or anything. He's just standing there. He's not even looking forward either. That could at least make him seem a bit more ready to race, but he's just zoning out, staring off into the distance. It's like he's pretending not to see you so he doesn't have to interact with you. Is Bowser socially awkward or something? If you do decide to select him, I actually really like the animation that plays. It's perfect for Bowser. It's like he was trying to think of something cool to do when he's selected. It gets points for being funny for how bland it is, and filling in the blanks with Bowser being socially awkward is also fun, but Bowser just has nothing telling me to choose him, or even make me think of him. Koopa has the most mid-menu animations. For his idle animation, he's in the basic ready-to-go stance. It's nothing that exciting. And when he has the chance to do more when he's selected, he's boring again. It's just such a basic animation after an already boring idle animation. I know it's only Koopa, but come on. He could have spun around in his shell when you chose him. Or maybe for his idle he's in the shell, and if you decide he's ready to race, he could pop out and strike a pose quickly. Koopa has some missed potential, and just ends up pretty forgettable in the end.
Let's go!
Unfortunately, Bowser Jr. kinda got the same treatment as Koopa. That being, his animations are extremely basic and forgettable. He also has a pretty tame, ready-to-go pose for his idol, and just jumps in the air when he's selected. I will say these fit Bowser Jr. a little better than Koopa, but these are still so boring. He's not really doing much. I could see him pouting if he's not getting selected, and then maybe dance around when he is. That would at least be something more than what we got. The only positive I have is his really funny
Let's go!
It's one of my favorite voice lines in the game. No, my next ranking is not every voice line. This ranking is mainly for animations though, not voice lines, so Junior only gets slight points for that. I can excuse Koopa for not having the most interesting animations, but when you have a character with as much personality as Bowser Jr., his animations kinda suck.
Let's go!
Damn, the Koopas with flesh really disappointed, but with them done, we're onto the C tier. These characters either somewhat reflect their character or are somewhat charming, but don't exactly do enough. They're just fine. But both of the Mii costumes have the same menu animation, so they are lumped together here. There are different animations for male and female Miis, but they're still on the same level to me. What can I say? I swing both ways. The Miis have very basic animations, which is more excusable than before because they could be anyone, not characters with established personality. They did the bare minimum, and that is fine. I have nothing more to say besides I love how stupid the Mii's voice lines are. Okay, moving on. Baby Mario actually has some pretty okay idle animations for being Baby Mario. When he's idle, he's sucking on his thumb. You know, like a baby does. It's pretty charming and totally makes sense for the baby part of his name. And when you do select him, he throws his hand up in the air, similar to the typical Mario move. This animation is kinda whatever to me. It's exactly what he should do, but it's still pretty basic. It is cute seeing the baby version of Mario do the classic Mario move though. With all that being said, Baby Mario has fitting menu animations that are charming in some areas, but mainly pretty plain. I think Baby Peach has a really good example of not just doing a basic idle animation, but an idle animation that entices you to choose her. She strikes this cutesy pose to hopefully get your attention, and if you do give in and choose her, she rejoices and giggles. I think her selection animation is a little bit awkward though. Her movements feel really slow for some reason. Her animations are pretty fitting for Peach as a baby with all the attention seeking and the little giggle when she's won you over, but not like she will win anyone over though. While I think Baby Mario's thumb sucking was pretty cute, Baby Luigi's zoning out and looking clueless is really funny to me. It's a really great blend of Luigi's personality and how a baby acts. There's not a single thought behind those eyes. Baby Luigi's selection animation is where he becomes next level though. He also does the basic Mario and Luigi fist thrust, but his voice lines are so funny to me. Okay, Baby Mario at least sounded like a baby, but Baby Luigi just sounds like pitch-shifted Luigi. He just sounds like a tiny version of Luigi. But again, this is mainly about animation, so I can't give him too much of a boost for this. His idle animation is still pretty funny regardless.
Luigi time!
Oh hey, now it's the full-grown Luigi. I think Luigi takes from Mario a bit in his idle animation, but more on his later. Luigi hits you with a stare down, with a hand on his chin and another on his hip. It's so mean, but also quite studious. I find this very funny because we know Luigi was never this tough. When you do pick him, he does a basic punch into the air. It's okay, I suppose. I think it's funny how angry he looks in his idle animation, but these animations don't really make sense for Luigi to me. I would have liked it more if he was shying away in his idle, and did some sort of, oh, me? type of animation when you select him. Maybe his voice line could be an unsure, okay. Luigi had a good chance to be himself, but kinda just got lumped along with Mario's vibe. It's still a little bit funny, but unfortunately disappointing overall. Luigi is the only Mario character in C tier who's not a baby. Embarrassing. Anyways, B tier is where we get to the characters that fit their character or are charming in a way that isn't too boring. There are also characters that do both, but just have room to be better in some areas. Okay, Baby Daisy is probably the worst addition to Mario Kart Wii's roster, but I have to admit, her menu animations are pretty cute. She starts by swaying side to side, looking very excited and eager to race. And when she's selected, she jumps into the air and lands in a pose with very stupid voice lines. This reflects Daisy's personality really well, and kinda makes up for how bad of an inclusion Baby Daisy is. The swaying in the idle animation is especially really fun. I hate how silly it is. It's too bad no one will ever see her menu animations anyways.
Okay.
Rosalina is doing everything so right and in character, but still doesn't stick out too much to me. In her idle animation, she is floating elegantly, which is absolutely perfect. When you select her, she spins around, then lands with her hand up. Again, it's absolutely perfect for Rosalina, but she floats and she spins. It's a great representation of the elegant, beautiful space princess she is, but I'm not bouncing out of my seat when I see her animations. Also, she has Luma in this game, which should really come back to modern Mario Karts. But where is Luma? They totally could have done something really cute together. Maybe Luma spins in the opposite direction of Rosalina in the selection animation. I don't know if that's asking too much, but there could have been a little more. While there's room for improvement, Rosalina has some pretty alright menu animations.
Let's go.
Peach's menu animations are similar to Rosalina. They really reflect her personality, but don't make me go too crazy. She starts kinda just standing there holding her dress. Nothing too in your face and very polite. When you select her, she makes a small wave. Not much else besides a small head tilt. I think her menu animations really reflect her princessly demeanor and politeness. This also makes her animations pretty tame, but they still work for her character really well, so it gets points for that at least. King Boo lands right about the middle of the ranking, and that's because he has a really fun selection animation, but in idle animation I'm kinda mixed on. In his idle, he's sort of just floating there with his head tilted down. I mean, yes, that is what Boos do. They float around. But there could have just been a little something more. The reason I'm mixed on this though, is that his selection animation is sort of a jump scare. When he's selected, he flicks upwards and licks upwards too, pause, with his iconic crackly laugh. I really like the fact that he seems more tame and approachable when he's idle, and then scares you once you decide to choose him. It's very mischievous, just like his personality. Although, I think the animation could have been a bit more exaggerated, maybe with him changing size more or something. King Boo has a fun concept, but it just holds back a little too much in some areas.
Oh yeah!
Daisy's menu animations really reflects that tomboy attitude that she is known for. In her idle animation, she has a hand on her hip and another out in the air. It is a perfectly sassy pose for Daisy. It's powerful and also cocky, and when she's selected, she swings her arms side to side. I do feel like her selection animation could have been a bit more in your face, but it still fits her personality enough. I do really like how all her voice lines are 2 syllables to match up with her hand swinging.
Oh yeah!
While Daisy could have gone a little more over the top, I still think her menu animations are pretty good. B tier, more like characters who have a crown tier. The next tier though is a tier. It's A tier. These characters meet the same requirements as B tier, but don't really need any improvement.
It's a me, Wario!
Wario is a character that has a lot of personality, and his menu animations were definitely able to reflect that. His idle animation has him standing broad with a hand out in front of him. It's such a great power pose, and really exaggerates his wideness. His selection animation has him belly laugh with his arms outward. I think the belly laugh is kind of an iconic move for Wario at this point, and pairing it up with his arms stretching out reads really great. His selection animation is really the most charming part about him here. Wario's animations are big and strong, while also being pretty rude. Also, in all of his voice lines, he says his own name. What a selfish bastard. Birdo is another character with a lot of personality, with menu animations that reflect that really well. Her idle animation has her in a sort of longing pose, looking up to the sky with her hand dramatically placed on her snout. If you respect her wishes of wanting to be selected, she spins around happily, ending with her hands clasped. Her animations feel like very over-the-top gestures you'd use in a play to get across the character's feelings. So it definitely fits Birdo, while also being very fun to watch. Donkey Kong's idle animation has him hitting the anime boy head scratch, just with a much stupider expression. I think this kind of leans into the cheekier side of Donkey Kong's personality. He's either unprepared for you to select him, or he's just trying to act calm and more approachable, and less like an evil scary monkey. Whichever may be the case, when he's selected, he hits the classic gorilla chest beat and stands up, ending in a two-arm flex. This shows off the more fierce side of his personality, which only comes out once you've selected him. I think that's a really neat touch, and it shows the full scale of DK's personality. Why am I doing a character analysis of Donkey Kong? What even is this video? Toad is a rare case of more basic menu animations somehow working in his favor. Toad just knows that you're gonna pick him. His idle animation has him with his hands on his hips in a power pose, and he's staring right at you. He seems so confronting, while also just so happy you're thinking about picking him. If you do select him, he jumps up and thrusts both of his fists into the air with a triumphant cheer. The voice lines with the fist thrust is a great payoff to his stare down in his idle animation. He just stares at you to pick him, and if you do, he's happy. It's so simple, but really effective. This one gets a laugh out of me too. Kind of reminds me of Steve Holt from Arrested Development. Toad has very positive and exciting vibes in his menu animations, which definitely reflect in you when you choose him. When I first started this ranking, I actually didn't really like Waluigi's animations that much, but after I got to analyzing him more, I realized they were actually kinda awesome. In his idle animation, he has a wide stance with his fist shaking in the air at you. I kinda read this as, I'm gonna beat you up if you don't choose me. And this is really fitting for Waluigi's mischievous side, and also pretty funny to me. If his intimidation works on you, he laughs, sticks his hand on his hip, and stretches upwards. It's a really cartoony and zesty animation, which has definitely become Waluigi's modern personality. Waluigi has both his villainous and threatening idle animation to intimidate you to pick him, and a flamboyant I got you animation if he's chosen. Absolutely amazing on all fronts. Yoshi's animations have always been really charming to me, regardless of how cute he is already. I think he's the only menu animations I actually remembered before doing the ranking. His idle animation has his fist in the air, kind of swinging around. I never really knew how to read this, but I kind of saw it as the rodeo rope swing type of thing. And that's pretty funny considering how he is usually ridden, but now it's his turn to be the rider. When he's selected, he shoots his tongue out all the way, raising both of his hands up in the end. It's really cute, and fun to see just how far his tongue goes out. I think it might be the widest menu animation. His tongue is also an iconic part of his character, so it's really great that that showed up. Yoshi's animations really make great use of his character and are incredibly charming. The top 5 were almost S tier, but it's actually the top 6 because of a certain someone that you may know. But with no further ado, let's start the S tier.
Mario time!
So most of the returning characters from Double Dash, ! Actually have their animations from that game. And that game came out at an interesting time for Mario. That being his edgy, pissed off era. In the 2000s, Mario looked a lot more pissed off in his renderings for the GameCube and Wii. I guess Nintendo just wanted to change Mario for the times, and that meant making him look a whole lot more pissed. This seemed to transfer over to Mario Kart as well. Just look at his idle animation. Holy shit. Why does Mario look more intimidating than Bowser in this game? He is giving you the nastiest stare down, while also tapping his foot. I could feel his aura from the main menu. This animation reads like, "You better pick me, you piece of shit. I'm waiting." Okay, let's not make him wait any longer. That switch up is so crazy. Mario goes from threatening you with the nastiest stare to being his normal, joyous self with a massive smile. Once you pick him, everything is okay. But if you're only thinking about it, he's ready to kill. That pissed off Mario stare down and complete switch up gives Mario very entertaining menu animations. And the fact that he's scarier than Bowser is so funny.
Okay.
Toadette's menu animations are also just the funniest thing to me. Her idle animation has her swaying side to side with her arms behind her back. It gives off a timid, "Oh, you don't have to pick me," that is so funny to me. She's staring at you to get your attention, but her body language is reading as nervous. And if you do choose her, she hits the shy anime girl pose with a variety of very silly voice lines. My favorite voice line being,
Okay.
"It's actually so funny to me. It feels so pick-me girl, but in the best way possible." It's pretty much what Baby Peach was trying to do, but a million times better. This is another one that just always makes me laugh when I see it. Peak nonchalant energy from Toadette. God damn it, Funky Kong is S tier in Mario Kart again. I was really hoping Funky Kong would just have boring menu animations so he doesn't get even more praise in this game. But come on, just look at him. His idle animation is the perfect way of saying, "I am pumped up to race," while also being a perfect reflection of his personality. And it's really charming. This guy just cannot lose. When he's selected, he does this weird fidget into a flex thing with his absolutely crazy and stupid voice lines. Funky Kong just has the perfect blend of all the criteria going for him. It is peak, I'm afraid. Bowser is completely ratioed by the dead version of him. I will say that the next rankings are very silly animations, but Dry Bowser, on the other hand, has the most raw, tough, and badass animations out of everyone. Guys, I can't even say it. You just gotta look at him. While Bowser was giving us an awkward side-eye, Dry Bowser is giving us a "you're dead" side-eye. I can't even put into words how raw this is. And when he's selected, oh my gosh. The whole body sweeping into a power pose with those evil voice lines. I'm literally shaking in my boots right now. A skeleton version of Bowser is so tough already, but then the menu animations he delivered with are insane. Easily the most intimidating and coolest animations in the whole roster. Dry Bowser is top 3, no question. Okay, I could be biased since Drybones is my Mario Kart main, but his animations are so peak. His idle animation has him dancing. Dancing. I don't know what personality Drybones is supposed to have, but having a skeleton dance around is so peak. How can you not pick a dancing skeleton? He also has his mouth open in this animation, which kind of reads like a smile to me, which makes it even better. And when you select him, it is the best payoff to the idle animation. He jumps into the air and does a full-on spin before landing in a goofy pose. When have Drybones ever been able to do something like this in Mario? The twirl is absolutely insane to see Drybones do, and I love it. He is doing far too much, and it's so funny. He don't got a single song where you need to be doing this. Seeing Drybones dance around and twirl in the air is always an amazing sight. His animations never fail to get me excited to race. There is one character in Mario Kart Wii who has met all of the criteria perfectly, and that is Diddy Kong. For his idle animation, he looks absolutely insane. He fidgets around weirdly with very wide eyes. He seems like he is just brimming with energy. That is so perfect for an idle animation. He's really showing you how excited he is to even get the chance to race. But if he does get that chance to race, oh my. Diddy Kong does a whole-on backflip if he is selected. All of that deranged fidgeting in the idle animation explodes into a backflip when he gets that fix. This is one of the greatest animations in Mario Kart Wii. It's absolutely wild to watch. And what makes it even better is his stare at the end. I'm not sure if this reads as, "I'm sorry I went crazy, please don't deselect me." Or maybe, "Did you see my backflip?" But both are so funny. The fact these animations freeze at the end really comes into play here. It makes his selection animation a million times funnier when he stares at you after he flips. And a side note, his voice lines. Diddy Kong's voice lines are so stupid in Mario Kart Wii, and here is no different. His idle animation not only shows his energetic personality, but also makes you want to choose him, since he just seems so hyped. And his selection animation is not just one of the best animations in the game, but is another amazing display of his personality and gets you hyped to play. These over-the-top, insane animations fit Diddy Kong's personality perfectly, while also being some of the funniest and wildest animations in the game. As far as menu animations go, Diddy Kong is the best character in Mario Kart Wii. Thank you for joining me on a very odd ranking. It was really fun to try and make sense of which animations were better than others. Maybe in the future I'll get around to ranking courses or the OST, but definitely not every voice line. This was also just my first video with a format closer to what I want to do for the rest of the channel, so that's pretty cool too. I'll try to upload more regularly. Now too. But thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.